of it. Yeah, I mean, this is something that, is going to ripple throughout the whole season. Obviously, Barry grew up now in a different family. His parents were still alive. He didn't grow up with Joe and Iris, his spouse. Cisco obviously has gone on to make some money. I don't know what the hell's going on.
Grant's stealing his thunder.
Grant's still doing something.
I'm done.
You're all on Grant's Instagram.
Does it undo him being zapped by the particle accelerator?
No.
Alright. And we saw a quick glimpse of a couple characters in there that seem to be new to this Flashpoint. A certain black hooded masked person.
Yep.
What was that?
So we're doing a really cool thing this year that we haven't done before. We're doing two big bads. One is a speedster that we'll reveal later, but the other, the guy that you saw, the creepy guy with the mask, is Dr. Alchemy.
All right. Okay. And Aaron, what can you tell us about Dr. Alchemy?
That certainly doesn't like the Flash. He's a bad dude, and he's going to be a formidable adversary to the Flash and everybody on the team throughout the season.
And again, much like last year, you've got the character and then you've got the voice. And you guys want to tell us who's doing the voice this year?
Yeah, it's going to be voiced by Tobin Bell.
You guys may know as Jigsaw.
Jigsaw. Because you had to find the one person who was creepier than Charlie Thomas, and that would be Jigsaw.
Exactly.
All right, so David Ramsey and Stephen Amell have both mentioned this weekend that the Flashpoint paradox will affect Arrow. Can you tell us anything about that?
Yeah, I mean, it does affect, it has its ripples throughout the whole universe, so one of the effects is with Diggle himself. I'm not going to be able to go into any detail, but you'll have to tune in and see exactly how.
All right. So let's get to our characters and our actors because God bless them. You guys had a rough year. You guys went through it last year. Let's talk about this. Barry's actions. Grant, how is he going to be, how does he feel about these?
About these changes?
Yeah.
Well, first, Barry doesn't realize how much has changed. I mean, the whole reason he did this is so his parents would be alive, and they are. So I think when we find him, he's still kind of living in that, blind bliss and, just kind of ignoring what other changes are out there, or unaware, at least, when we first find him.
Okay. He tends to beat himself up a bit. Yeah. And as things start to fall into place, and he starts to realize, the woman I love is the woman who does not know me.
Yeah. Well, he knows that, but I think Barry, he also knows, though, that conversation from the season 2 finale on the porch with Iris still happened. And they had, as far as he remembers, he remembers that happening. So I think his plan is, I'm just gonna find her, and it's gonna work out. Good old Barry logic.
Barry logic. And how long, from the clip we saw, obviously it comes out that he's done this. How long is he going to sit on this secret?
Aaron, Todd. I mean, I guess kind of, when we find him, he's been in this timeline for 3 months.
Yeah.
He's been living in this timeline for 3 months. So he knows he didn't grow up with Joe, he didn't grow up with Iris. Joe and Iris and Barry are just kind of acquaintances. They went to school together. Barry's still a CSI, so he still knows Joe from work. But like I said, I think he's just kind of I'll figure the rest out later. I just need my parents alive, and got that, so check.
Is that how he talks?
So, all right, we waited 2 seasons, and then this happens. Does this mean that we're going to have to wait? Are we going to have to wait longer for West Allen to happen?
Are you guys waiting for us to answer that?
Somebody better take it.
I'll just say that I think in any timeline that Barry and Iris ultimately find each other.
And I feel like this actually gives us a chance to watch Barry court her. To like get to know her, you know, like start fresh, and we get
You're
to.
such a romantic.
I'm a little bit romantic. I'm a little West Downer. I don't know. Candace, Iris is amazing. She's just so great. And last year, we got to see a lot of the characters develop into this new form of what they were capable of. We saw you last year, and part of us, or part of me at least, was like, she's so amazing. Is she gonna wait around forever? Like, this girl is not gonna stay off the market long.
Oh, wow. Wow. You think a lot of her. I love that. Wow. I think the thing about Iris and staying off the market, I think she had to fully grieve the death of Eddie. Obviously, Barry was involved with Patty at the beginning of season 2, and she was respectful of that relationship and quite supportive of that. And I think, you know, she had to come to a place in her life where she had grieved Eddie and was finally ready to move on, and we saw her try and do that with Scott Evans, a little bit her editor, which is a little suspect. And I think that catapulted her into realizing that if she was going to move on, that the person she really wanted to do that with was Barry Allen. And so I think it was a really great move on the writer's part. You know, when she was ready to move on, it took her a while. She didn't just rush into a new relationship. She waited and she knew it should be with Barry.
One of the things also that loved seeing start to develop, and because of this kind of reset, the idea of Caitlin and Iris being friends and hanging out, like, you know, having that connection. Where does this place them now? Because I ship them too.
Oh, wow. What do you call that? What's that ship name? This shipping thing is, wow. I don't know what the female friendships are going to look like this season, but I think I would say for both of us that anytime we can have women on television that are friendly and supportive, I think we...
Not fighting over a guy.
Absolutely not. I would have issue with that as well.
But Danielle, obsessed with Killer Frost.
Oh,
Obsessed. Who knew you had it in you?
Well, thanks.
So was being bad so much more fun?
It was a treat, you know. It's so fun to be on a show where that's a possibility, where for 2 episodes, everybody in our cast did an unbelievable job with their Earth 2 doppelgangers. Like, you know, it's bonkers to look around on set and to see, you know, Reverb and Carlos and Cisco. It's really a testament to the show as a whole that we were able to pull that off.
What did you think when you saw her costume?
Oh, I loved it. It was so fun. I mean, we had a little bit of time to try a few different things. You know, the original wig that we tried for Killer Frost was like a short little pixie wig. And I was like, well, what if we put a little more hair in? And it just kept getting longer and longer and longer till what we ended up with.
Love it. All right, so she's had it rough. She's, you know, everyone she loves dies, is sucked into a portal, you know,
Not great.
villainous. They're erased from history. Any chance that with this new world that we can find her happy?
Sorry.
That didn't sound very sincere. I hope so. Even if Grant doesn't, I hope so.
Of course we do. We all do.
Well, nobody does heartbreak better. So,
Thank you.
yeah. All right, Carlos. Talk about a hero's journey. We got. What can you? Obviously, we now know. What the question was, because we didn't see this clip until today, right now. My question was, what is the next step in his evolutionary, you know, development? But it looks like we get a very different Cisco.
Yeah.
Tell us about how he got there.
Well, so Barry turned back time, and he sort of created a different timeline in the process. Some would call that Flashpoint. Yeah,
And in that different timeline,
You got a
Cisco is an ostentatious billionaire.
As he should be.
Yeah, he flossing. So there you go.
And what is his specialty?
Making money. like legitimately, like that's all his arc. The beginning was just keep making money. He's always like flexing how much money he has and how rich he is. So that's pretty much his best qualities as a person.
So wait, so does this mean no more like quips or movie lines or?
There are definitely quips. I think regardless of the fact that this is a different version of Cisco, I think the core is still the same. You know what I mean? He's still very quick. He's still an engineer at heart. He's fascinated with the way the world works, and he's very good at what he does. You know.
Okay, and Jesse.
Yes?
Let's see. Joe West is the dad we all want. He is the dad we all want. But we also want Daddy to be happy.
Yes. Daddy wants to be happy too.
Where is he?
You mean with
When we,
happiness?
in our new timeline, how's he doing?
He's very unhappy. He is. He's very unhappy. Things at home aren't going well. He's having a particular issue with his youngest and only daughter, and it doesn't seem solvable. So Joe gets quite depressed about it, and it starts to affect his life, it starts to affect his work, and even though him and Barry aren't tight like that anymore, we do work together. Barry is the one that makes sure Joe still has a job, because things get so dire that Joe just doesn't want to do anything, to be honest. So we're still in that journey to the happy thing.
Yeah. All right.